So, but here's the thing, right? So we talk about infrastructure as code, right? The truth be told, when we talk about infrastructure as control at ChefConf or PuppetConf or DevOps Days or even Velocity, really 90% of our conversation is about compute primitives. You know, we tend to be myopic about compute. It's good, like it's gotten us here for 10 years, but it's enough. Enough is enough. Let's start thinking about network and storage and those things as well. So, a network device, a switch or a router interchangeable, basically would have 3 planes on it. A management plane, control plane, and a data plane. So what Martin Casado did, moved the control plane off of the actual box, this kind of brains of the operation, and make it more of a malleable type solution. So it's not these like ingenious router protocols, it really quite simply is kind of a match table at the lowest level. Networks are hard to manage. The OpEx on networks are very complicated. If we thought the OpEx 10 years ago on compute was hard, it's nothing compared to networks. You got 3 major things. You've got kind of routing, so you get distributed routed protocols. You have isolation, ACLs, VLANs, and then you have kind of traffic engineering. Right? Those are the 3 things that, so if I'm going to make the world better, networks are hard to evolve, they're hard to manage, they're hard to abstract. What are the 3 things I probably have to focus in on? Well, these 3 things. And so that's the first order. The solution here is we get to create true virtual networks. And so what does that mean? Like I can have a service or a network that says this is the virtual network, and guess what? It can move around. And if there's some instance that's part of that network that starts off here and needs to go there, that's okay. Because I don't have to go get, oh my goodness, we got to get people to reconfigure the devices and all that good stuff. Again, once you can apply logic in that data flow, literally you can do anything. And so what you're seeing a lot of people doing right now with NSX, the killer use case for NSX right now is what I call replacing firewall sprawl. Because you can start taking all those IP tables that are all over the place and the firewalls that, like I've walked into shops where they show me the change control for a firewall change, and like you actually have to be smarter than the people who write router protocols to figure out how that's going to affect everything. That was a good one. But now you can take that policy and start simplifying at the data plane. I went out to a large bank about 6 months ago, and they're talking about moving, I think 50,000 physical servers down to 5,000 servers, 1.5 million VMs in 4 distributed cages. And I started asking questions like, how many open vSwitches are you going to have? How are you going to manage those things? And what I was able to prove to them is that all the money they think they're going to save on consolidation, it's going to be 10x worse if they don't automate the hell out of the management and the discovery and the troubleshooting. If we don't do this, other people are. And we are the best people for building these kind of abstractions in other silos. In other words, I don't want silos of compute and storage. Like the people in this room, the people at ChefConf, the people at DevOps Days, the people at Velocity have done an incredibly good job in the last 10 years building really good abstractions for compute. And as Luke said this morning, really moving the industry in amazing speed. And so if we don't, as a community, step back and say, wait a minute, are we being myopic about compute? Should we actually be treating network, compute, and storage as equal partners as perimeters, and when we try to build and define stuff, right? And again, if we do that, we win. We win if we do that. We lose if we let some other people in some other silo define storage and some other people define network.